Okay, y'all, so I'm driving the Grand Marquis. It's a little late already, but I just finished washing it, gave it a quick cleaning, nothing too over the top, but as you can see, it looks pretty clean. I know you're not going to be able to see it too well because it's still really dark out. So like I mentioned in my last video, this one actually has pretty low miles. So it's actually at, what is that, 88,292. So you might be wondering what's going on with these dash lights. So you got the track light, ABS, and brake light. I went to scan it and it said something about like low voltage. And I find that interesting because every now and then the battery light will come on and off while I'm driving or even when I'm just idling. I took a look under the hood, comes to find out that the battery is actually not meant for this car. So the battery is actually very, very small. I'm thinking that's what it is. So I'm planning on swapping out the battery, and hopefully that takes care of that, because sometimes like the lights will dim out by themselves if I like turn on the heater or like lower the window, like little weird stuff like that. So that makes me think that the car is not getting the proper voltage, and it may be causing all this weird stuff to go on with the car. And then sometimes I'll see like the volts fluctuate as well. But here she is, man. She's very clean. So this is a Midwest car, but surprisingly there's not very much rust on it, if any. In fact, I mean, I've looked all over the body. It's got like little surface rust underneath the doors, but like there's no holes. It's not actual rot. It's just like bubbling, you know, just starting. It's got some paint fade here and there, and then there's like one little dent by the quarter panel. It's not that big, but it's a pretty sizable dent, and I think that's the only thing that's hindering this car from being like super duper clean. My last video, you guys saw that I did the spark plugs, coils. It also got the transmission serviced. So this car is ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to park up somewhere where there's good lighting and try to show you guys the exterior, so that way you guys could check it out. And then shortly here, I'm going to talk about the black Grand Marquis that was a 2005. I think it had like 120,000 miles. So I'll let you guys know what happened towards the end of the video, and I'll let you know how much I paid for this car. This is how she looks. This is the exterior of her. I got it parked here at the parking lot here. There's a few light posts here. Still might not be the best lighting because it's a little late already, but really just wanted to show you guys how it looks. Overall, it's not too bad. Like I said, it's a Midwest car, so it's not going to be perfect. And I'll show you guys here on this side. This is where that dent is. So it's a pretty good dent. Could be worse. From 10 feet, she looks pretty good. So she's got new tires on her as well. Let me see if I could. Maybe you guys can see that, maybe not. So I think they're about a year old, the previous owner said. But man, she's like all stock other than that. Like no modifications, everything stock. Only bad thing is that, man, she was sitting for a while. And here's a little bit of that paint fade on the hood that I was talking about earlier. She was sitting for a while, so she definitely needed like a little tune-up, some freshening up. If I were to keep this car, I'd most likely do like LED lights, maybe tint it, and then apart from that, keep it stock. It's got like this really nice pinstripe, which like my black Grand Marquis had one as well. I really like when they have a pinstripe. And this color on it is really, really nice. It's like a nice little pearl, almost like a baby blue. So it looks very, very nice during the day. I like the wheels that it has. This side has the missing center caps. I think they're like the 16 or 15-inch chrome wheels. I think they look very nice. You see this side, they've got the center caps there. Not a big deal. But usually where these cars tend to rust out here in the Midwest, it's like right here by the fender. So that looks clean. My other Mercuries, even the Marauder that I used to have, would have like some bubbling going on right here. Down here, like towards the rocker, it's usually rotted. Where this one has a little bit of rust, I don't know if you could see it, but right there, that's the only speck of rust that it's got. I'll show you guys the back seats here. Pretty good condition. Not too bad. Door card, not too bad. So all the other Grand Marquis that I had, they were cloth seats. They weren't leather like this one. That's another reason why I like the car. And like I said, she's all stock, even stock radio. Previous owner gave me the owner's manual with the code for the door, so that's pretty cool. Let me show you guys the what I was talking about with the battery. So you'll see once I pop the hood, it's very noticeable. Let me pop the hood here. Oh, did I lock it? Thank God, because I don't have the spare key with me right now. Normally these batteries should take up this whole space here and they shouldn't wiggle, but that's a very small battery and that's not for this car. So I believe that's what my issue is with like all of the lights on the dash and then like the volt surging. There's only been one time when she didn't start on me and I had to jump start it, and that's when I left her parked for like 3-4 days. So gotta go get me a battery. Time to talk some numbers. I bought this car. Well, take a guess right now. Leave your guess in the comment section. I'll give you guys a few seconds. So I actually bought this car for $1,100. I found it on OfferUp. The guy wanted $2,500. I told him if he's negotiable. He said a little bit. Come see it. What really drove me to come look at this car was the paint and the low miles and the fact that it had leather. So this was that was going to be my first ever Grand Marquis with leather. Of course, the Marauder had leather, but you know, that's a Marauder, not a Grand Marquis. Same thing almost, but not really. He started texting me and blowing me up. I didn't respond after that, but out of nowhere, he just started texting me saying like, hey, come look at it. If you got cash, I could work a little bit on the price. And then he started throwing out numbers. So he went from 25 to 2,000. And I left him on red again. He's like 18. And then I lowballed him like just to mess with him. I didn't think he was going to take it, but I said $1,000. He said 15, come look at it. And at 15, I'm like, whoa, you know, that's not a bad price. It was about 40 minutes, give or take. The car kind of had a little hesitation to it. It drove really well. I could tell the engine was healthy, but I knew it needed like spark plugs and coils, and I kind of made that a big deal. Oil was pretty dirty, so I told him about the oil. It needed an oil change. But he was a really nice guy. He was working with me. He just needed the car gone. He was not using it. He bought another car. I think the people he bought it from were the original owner. So if you remember the black Grand Marquis, I bought that for 600 or 650. I think it was 600. I had to put like $200 or $300 into it because I did a little bit of work to it. I think I was like $900 into it. Then I had to post it for sale for about like $2,500. And then I had someone come and tell me like, hey, I'll give you asking price for it. That car, I think it just needed the fender on the passenger side. So when he came and checked it out, he said he didn't know about the fender, but I took pictures about the fender. It was this passenger one. It was like dented in. I just didn't have time to find one from the junkyard and get it replaced. So I mean, I took plenty of pictures of that fender and I put it in there, but he still gave me $2,000 for it. Maybe I could have gotten more, or I know I could have gotten more, but I was just like, you know, whatever. He's here. He really likes the car. He's into like the Panthers and stuff, so it's going to a good home. But really, the weird thing is that I really liked that car and I didn't even want to sell it. Well, I kind of wanted to hold on to it a little bit longer, which, you know, I might do that with this car. I might just post it up for a higher number. And, you know, if it doesn't sell for what I want it for, you know, it's not a big deal because I like driving this car. I'm currently driving it daily and it's not giving me any issues at all. And surprisingly, it's not that bad on gas mileage. So my next video, I want to show you guys the other cars I have in my storage. Get your guys' opinion on those. So I will tell you, those are not Panther cars. Those are Chevys. So it's two SUVs that I want to show you guys. And I might have another car that I might be grabbing soon. Let me know what you guys think about this car. Do you think I got a good deal on it? Should I sell it? If so, how much should I sell it for? As far as that dent goes, I've got someone that could fix it, but I don't really think I'm going to fix it because it might be pretty pricey. So, I mean, it doesn't affect anything. It's just kind of like one of those things that's like an eyesore, like, ouch. You know, the rest of the car looks so nice, and then you look at that rear quarter and you see that dent, and it's kind of like, you know, kind of messes it up a little bit. But you know, it is what it is. It's a used car. Comment down below, should I keep it, should I sell it? Give me some feedback and I'll be reading your guys' comments. I usually respond to everybody here. I do respond to everybody here. It's not like I get hundreds of comments on my videos. But yeah, leave some feedback and I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care, guys.